All right, welcome back, fight fans. We're lucky enough to have our friend, our UFC expert, Adog, back in the building this week to talk about UFC Noche. What's up, little brother? How you doing today?
Oh man, couldn't be better. Glad to be back so
I,
soon. Thank you for having me.
I know, man. You know what? I'm gonna call you Miss Cleo. Okay, I don't know whether to call you Miss Cleo or call you Randy Johnson because you pitched the shutout and you told us exactly what was gonna happen. I'm gonna have you pick more fights next time just so you miss one.
Shazam. Okay.
No, it was
It was a
good
good
picks,
night.
man,
Good night.
and you were right about the banger. It was a great card. Came out of nowhere. Very good.
Yeah. Even about some fights that we didn't speak about really came through. So all in all, it was a great night of combat sports throughout the whole from the afternoon till the that big fight at the end in boxing.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll go over what you picked and the fights that we previewed, but I want to go over a few other fights on that UFC
Of
Noche card
course.
that were just they were sweet. I mean, the whole thing was
Yeah.
just really sweet. I was engaged from the beginning to the end. What looked
Yep.
like it was a decent card turned out to be a banger. A plus. I love. I'm. You know what? When they showed Dana White at the Crawford fight, when they showed Dana White
Yeah.
upset, everyone's like
Yeah.
making. They all have their ideas why he's mad. You know why he's mad? Because he went to Vegas instead of San Antonio. That's why he was mad. It was a
Yeah.
great
That's
card,
another
man.
bet. Another bet that he lost.
Yeah, dang, down to the costumes. They were good. All right, man. So let's go over what was your first one? Do you remember?
Our first fight was that probably the weakest fight of the card was that snooze
Yeah,
fest, Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda
right.
Lemos. Just like I said, Tatiana just going for those takedowns. She ended up getting three, and I really thought Lemos was trying to fight, but it just seems Tatiana was in that same mind state and just trying to lay and pray and doing anything and everything to get down to that ground.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what's going on with Tatiana, but from a standpoint of entertainment, she used to be able to put things together and connect her moves really quickly, and it was entertaining enough to watch it with. This time, it's just not. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if she's regressing. I don't know if she's just getting over injuries. But no, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but it just seemed like she was going backwards a little bit, and I was a little disinterested.
I agree that chain wrestling that she's known for. What was it? Was it she was just going for that double? Going, it looked like she wasn't moving too much and just trying to muscle her way through that takedown, and just wasn't putting things together. I didn't really see her punching coming out of those breaks when she wasn't able to get those takedowns. So to me, she has a lot of work to do if she's going to get back to that caliber of women's fighting that she was accustomed to before her injury.
Yeah, I think she needs some fights. I think she needs to stay busy. I don't think that she wants to have anything to do with whoever becomes a new champion. I think she needs to focus a little bit on some activity before she thinks about title shots or even moving up and weight. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. Either way, okay, you got it right, but it was time to go
Exactly.
get get a drink.
There's not there's not too much for her to go. She actually moved up from two to number one. So she's in that number one spot. During Verna's number one as well. They have two number ones in that division. So next for her, I see her either waiting. I don't know if they'll give her the winner of or the loser of that championship fight, or number three, who's a tough fight, Yan Shannon, who put up that
Okay,
great fight against Wei
right.
Lee. So she really has nowhere else to go, but she's at number one. So it's really hard to say who she fights and when she fights.
Right. Yeah. But from the entertainment standpoint, I'm just saying if she's in
Exactly.
a title fight, I don't know if I would need something else on that card. Just saying.
Exactly. It better be Cole or even
Yeah.
less. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on because I don't want to spend too much time on that one. But
No
congratulations to
worries.
Tatiana Suarez.
Congratulations. All right. Next up was Alexander Hernandez versus Diego Ferreira.
Right.
Started out slow for Alex. I was a little worried in that round one, which I gave to Diego decisively. But as you saw Alex looked to have learned his method and put his lights out with the TKO in round two.
I feel you, man. It seemed a little like not that the fight was slow, but he seemed a little slow, a little shy. And I was like, okay, he fought 3 weeks ago. Maybe he's tired, maybe something's going on. And then when it all came down, you know what? He was plotting. I think he was plotting, and he made it
Yeah,
look
yeah.
like he was not all the way there. He was a little tired. When it was all said and done, he tricked me, man, because all of a sudden he just boom and it's over, and he just caught Fajeda, and that was that. Great fight though. It came out of
That
nowhere. So
elbow was
nice and surprising.
that elbow was nasty that
Yeah,
he opened up with. That was nasty. So yeah, man, another underdog with Alex
right.
Hernandez, fourth in a row. Major disrespect still, no number next to his name this week.
Oh man.
So there's a few fights that I see him that are enticing. Grant Dawson at 14.
Okay.
Or why not? Let's get, this guy's giving you 4 straight wins. Why not give him Michael Chandler like he asked?
Yeah, no, that'd be yeah, he doesn't have a number next to his name, so he can take his time, do some things. I mean, he doesn't have all the time in the world, but I think he has a little bit of I look, I'm not saying he's must see TV right now, but I want to see him again.
Yeah,
I'm super interested. I'm liking it. I want to see him on some more cards.
so, as well as I do.
Good,
All
good.
right. Moving on up. Next was the co-main event that we spoke
Right.
about. The fight before was excellent. Hopefully we can talk about that. But David Martinez coming in as a slight underdog against Rob Font. Tough
Right.
fight. I thought Rob Font was looking great as well. As you saw, it went 3 rounds and they needed it. I believe it was 1-1 going into the third, and David Martinez showed what he can do, and I expect big things from this kid.
Yeah, it was a good one. He was a slight underdog, but no, I don't think anybody knew who he was really. He only had
Yeah,
one fight, and Rob Font's a veteran. He's got a ranking, so I mean they put some respect on him by giving him such close odds. But he was entertaining. Font put up a good he put up a good showing too. It was it was great. Super entertaining. Loved it. And this kid
it was,
looks like he's someone not to be trifled with.
yeah, pro champ, like I said in that Combate League, and respect was earned. He's got number 11 next to his name now.
Okay, great. Good.
Yeah.
Good. This is some new blood. I mean, what's it?
So yeah, so the bantamweight, he's in number 11, and looking at that, 5 to 11 are all tied up as you have Zahibi versus Vera coming up, a good one between Mario Bautista and Umar Namagar.
Oh,
Yeah, those are all tied up. Even Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadon. So to me, his next fight, who knows if it's going to be someone ranked, but the only one above him not scheduled for a fight is your boy Henry Cejudo.
yeah. Either way, I'm excited to see him again. It's gonna be interesting to see how he progresses.
Yeah, I'm excited for him, and I will definitely tune into his next fight.
All right. Perfect. All right. So let's move on. The main event, and this was
Man,
another underdog that you picked, and it was
yeah.
performance of the night, fight of the night,
Oh,
performance of the night.
he got a double bonus. I didn't even read up on that. It was double.
I don't. It says right. I'm reading. It says performance of the
Okay.
night. It says fight of the night. So I'm assuming this is
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. That's
I
what I have.
believe it. What a banger! What a back and forth fight. Ridiculous, as we all expected, right? But even more. They were both hurt. They were both winning. It was just crazy from start to finish.
Yeah. From the get go. From the get go, I was like, oh, Silva's going after me, trying to get him, and then I'm like, oh, look, Diego looks like he's savvy. He just looks like he's more in control of himself. And then he had that somewhat lopsided first round that Silva he looked like he was in trouble.
Exactly. Exactly. And round two was more exciting because you saw
Right.
Silva, dig down deep. And I was getting scared for Diego Lopez because he was taking some
Right.
bombs.
Yes,
He
he
was taking
was.
some, yeah,
Yeah, I was thinking, uh-oh, like maybe here we go a little bit, or but I didn't know if Silva could keep that tempo up. And I was thinking the same thing too. I wasn't so much like I was like, "Uh-oh, here what's gonna happen?" And then he started throwing those elbows, and it looked like he was poised to land one, but happened the other way.
Yeah, that was took it straight from the author and did his own spinning elbow and landed cleanly and finished.
Right. And then he got that was it a cut or was it a big old mouse under his
He was
eye?
cut. Well,
It
no,
was
he's got that
bad.
big old mouth. He was cut all over on top of his head. I watched one of his interviews. He was beat up. He did an interview a couple days later, and he was like still beat up,
Right,
bad.
right. But that was a great show from Diego Lopez before this all started. I was like, I don't know, man. He's gonna have to win here, probably win again just to get another title shot. Maybe. You know what? Maybe it's not right. I don't care. If they give him the next shot, I'd be like, cool. Because the performances like that should be rewarded. And he looked way better. He looked like he
Yeah,
learned from that Volkanovski fight.
he did. He did. He bit down on his mouthpiece and got it. Let me ask you something. What do you think about that little cheap shot at the end?
I mean, I understand that you're a professional and you can't be doing things like that. I mean, Silva, you know how close they are with his team and you know, and Diego was going off at the mouth and he was, you know, he's allowed to do that. I'm sure that he was frustrated by things that they were probably saying or chanting, and he deserves to like kind of throw it in their face. You know, he deserves to say what he wants to say. But I mean, Silva hears this or he's and he kind of goes after him a little. It's a little open hand push to the head. I don't think it was that big a deal. Maybe he should get a talking to. I don't know. I know Dana takes that seriously though. Probably way more serious than I would. Maybe if I owned a company, I would take it more serious. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, it is. They don't put up with that stuff. You saw, I believe, the last instance with Paul Daly. That was a punch, but I think Dana takes it seriously. But he's not cutting John Silva.
No, I don't think he's gonna cut him, but
Yeah,
yeah, and he's young, he's emotional, but that shouldn't be an excuse. At least nothing. It wasn't worse because if it was worse, it would have sucked. So,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I don't know. Hopefully he gets a stern warning. I don't think Diego Lopez was too upset about it. I think he was cool with it. So maybe that'll help a little bit.
yeah, yeah. We'll see. I like how you say to give Diego Lopez an immediate title shot right now. I wouldn't go that way myself. I like it. I wouldn't disagree. But I think the fight to make with him, since they've had some beef in the past, is him and Yair. I
That's a
love it.
great that's a good fight. That's a good fight. Yeah. I agree. I would love to see either one. I mean, we did already see him in Volk. I just think next time he sees him, he's going to be a completely different fighter. And you know what? I'm not saying he would beat Yair. I'm saying that fighting Yair and if he won that, that's just a lot more ammunition he's going to be able to bring to another Volk fight if Volk wins, you know, his next fight.
Which should be against, yeah, who we didn't mention last time was LeBron Murphy.
Right. Right.
That seems to
Yeah.
be like the next yeah, for him. So
Yeah.
we'll see
If
though.
Volk can get past that. Yeah, I agree. It's exciting to see what's going to happen with him. It's going to be exciting to see how John Silva and the Fighting Nerds bounce back from their recent performances. Except for Pratas, he's already come back, so I think they're going to be fine. They're a good team.
Yeah,
They're a good
yeah,
team.
they're young. They're young.
They just had to be. They had to get a taste of the top five, and I think they're going to be fine, man. They're they always bring they always bring the fire. I'm still
I
a fan.
agree. I agree.
I'm not hating on anybody.
Same
It was
here.
good from John, good for Diego. I all around. I want to see everybody again. All right, let me bring up this fight, okay? Because and I know it was the first fight of the night, but I actually watched the Ultimate Fighter, and
Okay.
uh, I don't know how to say his name that well. It says Inando Rodrigo. They called him mostly Rodrigo during the season, and
Yes.
Daniil Donchenko. And yeah, I think Donchenko was the favorite. And yeah, he was the favorite, and he was bad.
He looked amazing. He looked
Yeah,
amazing. He looked like he was ready. He's Ukrainian. So
yeah,
there's a couple of Ukrainians on the roster. Nikita Krylov, the biggest Ukrainian in the UFC that's been there. So he has a good start to make his own star for Ukraine after winning the Ultimate Fighter. I love that. I can't wait to see this guy next.
It was a great fight. I can't wait to see what this guy does in the welterweight division. I hope he fights often. I think he's pretty young, and I want to see him some more. Another person I wanted to bring up, man, Jesus Aguilar. That was a good fight with Gurul.
Yes, that was a good, and he came in
It's my favorite,
as
I
an
think.
underdog. No, no, he was a plus 160
Oh,
underdog.
that's right. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
He was a plus. He was a. I hadn't seen Garul fight too much, but coming in as an underdog, and again, 5-0, the Mexicans went on this card. That was
Yeah,
amazing. Which four of them were underdogs. Aguilar was one of them. Great fight, great back and forth fight, and I expect more from him. I want to see it. I haven't really watched too many of his fights, so now I'm a fan.
right. Yeah, that was a good one. And then the last fight, you could talk about some fights after, but the fight that did actually there was a few. There's a few more here. Santiago Luna versus Kwang Lee. Who Santiago got dropped in the first round a couple a couple times.
Yeah, yeah, got dropped. Ended up winning. This is Quang Lee was actually supposed to fight David Martinez, I believe,
Okay,
and
that's
they
right.
brought
That's
him
right.
in. So another Mexican showed up. It's only 7-0 now. So big things coming from him. Still young, still very young, and Quang Lee is no pushover. So he capitalized on jumping in on that fight with David
Yeah.
Martinez moving up, and this card, like I said in the beginning, it gave chances for these young and up and coming fighters to put a name on them. And some of these names, they're embedded now. I can't wait to see these guys on their next card.
Yeah. I like Luna because he's a newcomer. He gets checked pretty quick, and I love it when you have a fighter who wants to fight, is good at fighting. He's got a little bit of flaws, and then he gets to work it out in some of these prelims, and it's good. But I can see, or at least I think, that this guy's gonna be. He has some pretty good talent, but it's good to see that he has some flaws that he can work out, and it makes for exciting fights as well.
Great foundation. I agree. I wanted to ask you
Yeah,
about that first women's fight between Rendon and Alice Pereira. Even though Alice lost, what do you think? Do you see anything from her? She's only 19. What were you thinking with that fight?
she's young. She's like she's young, 19, and she's tall, she's
Yeah.
long. I saw her at first and I was like, dude, like, dang, this girl looks like she might be able to do some damage. She was a little slow. I don't know if it was she was nervous. I mean, what are you supposed to do at 19 in the UFC on a UFC Noche
Yeah.
card? I mean, I'd be a wreck. So I don't know. Maybe
Exactly.
maybe that had something to do with it. I mean, she looks like she's got the type to be successful in the bantamweight division, but she was just a little slow. There was not a lot of urgency there. But she's just really young. Good on Alice Pereira though. She went in there as an underdog and she did her thing and scored a W for Mexico, man, helping that shutout.
Yeah, I agree with Alice. Obviously she's only gonna grow from this. I liked her footwork. I felt she was cutting off, but she just was not throwing. I don't know. She was moving well, but I thought she should have thrown much more. And just put in more work with her hands as much as she was putting in with her feet because she was jumping all around that octagon.
Okay,
So
yeah, no,
we'll
and
see
I
though.
messed up. Sorry about that. I said Rendon. She's the one that won. Sorry about that. And Alice
Yeah,
Pereira is.
Rendon won.
I got that mixed up. Sorry, man. Yeah, yeah. Who we'll see. I always like the women who are brought up. She must have been doing this for a while, and this
Yeah,
isn't just something she probably got into when she was a boxer or something like that. I think she probably has a pretty good foundation. Yeah, I can't wait to see both of them again and see what she brings. And we'll see if she has a long career. She reminds me of that girl. Who's that one? Megan, the Irish
uh,
girl.
Megan Anderson. Megan Anderson, was it?
Megan Anderson. Megan Anderson.
Megan Anderson. Yes.
She was long and she looked like a beast and I was like, "Oh man, this girl's bad." And
Yeah.
she got to a title shot right against Nunez. Was it?
It was against Nunez. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But
But
it was you know how that went.
yeah, no, I know how that. But then again, I
Yeah.
know who Amanda Nunez is, so yeah. But I mean,
Exactly.
there's no shame in losing to Amanda Nunes, but she's
At all.
she's big. Who knows? And who knows if she's stuck with it? She's not fighting it as far as I know, she's not fighting anymore.
Oh. Last one for me
So
on you. I want to ask one more. What'd you
yeah,
think about that no contest between Dumas and Reese? I was excited for
man,
that fight. I was
I
excited.
I was, and I don't want to say I don't see I don't even know what happened with that. I don't know what happened if they even said what happened medically. I mean, he has a cup on, unless he didn't,
Yeah,
but he should have a cup, and I know it hurts. It does hurt. Yeah, if someone hits you down there, kicks you down there, it hurts. It he I don't want to say he was, you know, acting a little bit,
yeah,
and maybe he wanted out, but because you know that fighting's hard. You know, it's
yeah,
tough just
yeah,
to get
yeah.
in there, but you never know what people do. If he was hurt, he was hurt. Cool. If he was hurt, that's fine. But if he wasn't, then that's on him. He's gonna have to square that. And I'm not the investigator here. I'm not the one he has to answer to. The UFC and Dana White, yeah, I'm sure they'll get to the bottom of it and they'll make their educated decision on that. And I'm sure they don't want people who want a free ticket out of a fight to get paid.
Exactly, exactly. I just was very disappointed with her. That was one of my not sleepers. You know, obviously they're both well known. Man, to only go 50 seconds or so, not even a minute. I was very
Right.
disappointed, and hopefully they can rebook soon.
Yeah, hopefully they just do that. That way we get that fight no matter what. But
Yeah,
I don't like to talk about what's going through a fighter's head and if they're hurt or not. I mean, real if they are hurt and it was a foul, then that was the right call. If shenanigans were occurring, then that's on their conscience, man. There was
yeah.
plenty of fights here for me for me to remember. So hopefully I can just forget about that no contest and move on with my life.
Exactly. Shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. There's a card next week. It's
Agree.
already
Yeah,
gone.
yeah,
So let me see. There's two more fights. Just real quick. I want to go over
yeah.
he missed weight, Gastelum missed weight. Uh Stolfus? Dustin
Was
Stolfus?
it Dustin? Yeah, Dustin Stolfus. Yes.
Yeah. That was a great fight. That was a really good fight.
Good.
And who knows what would have happened if Gastelum made weight. Maybe he would have been
Yeah.
maybe he would have got a piece of that pie, but it was a good fight, and I kind of wrote Gaslam off a little bit, but nah, he came in, he was overweight, and you could tell, but it was still he was still banging out there, going at it like he's
He,
a new guy.
he looked good. He looked good. He didn't look
Yeah.
out of breath. You know, obviously the throwing, high volume. I don't know what's going on with Gaslam. People are getting tired of it though. I did some reading, and people are saying he may have a real problem, a real
With what?
eating disorder. Like, who knows? You know,
Really?
you're a guy that keeps shape. You have self control, but Ray Longo was saying that he really believes that there's something wrong with Gaslam and him not being able to come in at these at
Yeah.
185. So you know, there's plenty to lose. It's being put out there this week that Gastelum may be facing some inner demons and not being able to make that weight. But who knows, man? But all I know that he looked great. You know, I hope he can get to that 85, 86 weight. So there's no asterisk next to any of his because I really like Gastelum.
Yeah, yeah, I like the way he fights. Like I said, he's been there for a long time. He's a veteran. He's from Arizona. If he does have any kind of conditions going on, I hope we can get help for that and kind of end his career on a high note. I don't want him to end his career on a low note or get cut for
Yeah.
disciplinary reasons. Stolfus was really cool to take that fight. I hope I want to see him fight again because I'm not gonna base what happened in this fight against him because six pounds. If you've ever been in a ring or an octagon or whatever a circle, it's that's a lot of weight and that's a lot to deal with. And these guys are fighters and that's what they get paid for. But maybe Gaslam, if he has a condition, that's one thing I guess, and he needs to see what's up with that. But that's being a professional. You want to be a professional or an amateur. So that's up to him. I do like watching him fight. I do like him.
Yeah,
So this last fight was that was I want to we'll talk about real quick is Rafa Garcia, Jared Gordon. Um
man.
and it was really good, man. Rafa always brings it. I liked it. What did you think about it?
Oh man, Rafa Garcia, one of the ones plus 150. Good fight. Good fight. I thought it was 1-1 going into that third. Could have went either way. Who knows if you heard what kind of effect you saw Jared Gordon with that knee brace. He had
So,
gotten hit. Apparently, he had gotten hit by a car
that's what I
the
saw, and
night
I didn't know if it
before.
was real.
Yeah,
He
it
was
was
saying
like,
something about
well,
not being able to call off.
well, I read it on the internet, so it's real. So,
Is there? There's a. You can't tell lies on the internet. You just can't. You can't
yeah,
make up
exactly.
stories. That's real. Bigfoot's
So
real.
yeah,
Everything's real.
yeah. So, but regardless, he showed up and so did nothing to take away from Rafa Garcia, man. That last round was brutal. Rafa Garcia, he showed it for his people in there, and I think that's what put him through was because it's UFC Noche, and he wanted to put on the show, and it put him through. And ended up getting that TKO.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Was it a TKO or what? Did that come at the end and it was a decision?
No, no, round 3 KO.
Yeah, yeah. It says 220. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, it was a round
Yeah,
3. He
that's
had
what.
him on the floor and started hammer fisting
That's
him
right.
down, and yeah, caught him pretty good, and then yeah, and then it just got stopped. It was a few. It was probably 10 unanswered shots. They give him a Jared Gordon a good chance, but he was
That's right.
bloodied up
No.
too, man. He was bloodied up pretty bad, and I think just the look of it and all the unanswered shots. It was pretty. It was a great stoppage.
Yeah. I got confused with another fight. I forget which one it was that it looked like it was about to end, and I was it Herb or somebody that was. It looked like they were about to stop it, and then the round ended. I forget which fight that was, but there was just so many good
I'm
fights.
not.
It's
Oh,
hard to keep it.
there was so many. Yeah, it all kind of just went all together, man. It was just fight after fight.
All right, man. Yeah, so yeah, you were right on all your picks, and that's a great way to start off the podcast, man. 4 for 4. Like I said, we're gonna have to make you pick the whole card so you can't be pitching shout outs on me every week, man. All right, so
Hey, hey, that was good. I can't wait till next week. The main event's gonna be great, so I'm gonna do some digging into that and see what we can cook up in the kitchen for that.
yeah, we're not gonna we'll preview that a little bit later,
Yeah,
but just for right now, it's gonna be Olberg Reyes in a fight night next week from Perth, and then we'll definitely get together and talk about UFC 320 Ankalaev Pereira 2. That's October 4th. We'll try to get to that one just before that weekend. Cool.
awesome, man, awesome.
Uh, All right, man. Well, I want to thank you for coming on here and giving us your review of UFC Noche, and we look forward to seeing some more of your picks for the upcoming fight nights, the numbered events. All right.
The pleasure's mine, man. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, brother. And for everyone else out there, thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you at the fight.
Good night.